Alright, welcome. Today, we are going to go over how to build a Zaw. First thing you're going to want to do is come to Cetus. Any instance works, that doesn't matter. Now, the inspiration behind this video, and why it's needed. Why do you need to know how to build a Zaw? Well, for one thing, they're the best weapon in the game right now. They are the best melee weapons in the game. And kind of all modular weapons come out to be the best in category, regardless of what you do. Now you can pull out your map by holding M and go talk to the merchants. We're kind of far away, so we can fast travel. You can go to Hawk. He's over here. He's the hammer and anvil. Boring dude. Has quite the loud mouth. And in order to build a Zaw, you'll need components. You can buy them from Hawk in his wares. Now, they do cost Cetus resources, so the Zaws do tend to be super grindy. Especially since you're going to be wanting the top end blueprints. And look at the cost on this blueprint. You need Cetus Wisps, Kronjox, that's not hard, or Oxium Alloy, that's annoying, Breath of the Eidolon, that's super annoying. All of those can be had during bounties. They all kind of take the same thing. They have streamlined it somewhat, but you still get random things, like most of these are fishing or mining components. Or from the bounties only, like Breath of the Eidolon. Each Exodia is also 10k standing. I don't have a ton, I've been using a lot of it. We've gone over Exodia Brave, Valor and Triumph. Might and Hunt we haven't. Might used to be better than it is. And Force. Oh, Force, my friend. We're going to purchase a few of these. I've already got one. So I only need 2 more to go to the next rank. Now, how you build a Zaw, it'll take one of these. Here, I'll just go into it. First thing you need to know is you pick your strike. The strike determines what kind of weapon it's going to be. The Bala is a staff or a dagger. And it says right there, it's pretty simple. Kind of ignore the rest of it. It's not super great since the categories are so different. And it's mostly up to the stances what you want. If you find a stance you like, go with that. Plague Kawar, Scythe or a Staff, both good choices under this meta. The Plague Kawar and the Plague Kripath are only available during the event, so you usually won't have these two options, only if you've earned them. The Scythe, it's a pretty slashy polearm or machete. Miwan is pretty similar. Crunch is a machete. Ugh. Yeah, kind of under the old meta, Plague Kripath was king, Keywar was best in class, Dokram was actually number 2. If you wanted a dagger, Bala was the best. But if you wanted an Ikana, the Sepfan was your only choice. And under Melee 3.0, Ikanas are actually pretty good. Actually, they can be extremely, absurdly too powerful. A staff, I really don't like staffs. Tepedo Prime is amazing, and I've got a full crit keyword and a full status keyword, so I don't... It takes a lot to make me think about making a staff. Detat, I've seen someone use this well as a polearm. Not my jam. Too much puncture, not enough slash. This is puncture first. Well, we'll go through them one at a time, actually. So for the grip, you have the short grips, these 5. Again, the Plague Aquan and the Plague Bakwan. You have to earn in the event. Don't bother. They're not good. They do not give you what you want. Sikala, this one is the one I've used the most. And as you'll notice, I don't have it, but I can put it in here. The reason being, you can preview parts. That's what that little eye is. It won't let me build it, but you can preview it to see what it is. This simulator is your best friend. Now, the Zaw is starting to take shape as soon as I put these on here. They are a little bit out of order. This is if you want... always preview gilded. Do not preview ungilded. So if you preview ungilded, you're going to get this garbage. Like, 0% crit chance? No, get out of here. 22% crit status? No, it's 32, and it's 10. 32 is very good. 10 is trash. So this determines the base damage and the speed. This determines what kind of weapon it is, and the split. The split of IPS. So this is a staff. If I switch it to this, it'll become a dagger. See that switch? You can only switch between the two. It'll always be a staff or a dagger for the Bala. And as you might have noticed, there's 5 staffs and 5 handles. The Jat, or whatever it is, this thing does speed and base damage. We'll go to this one, does maximum base damage, minimum speed. And you can always find a balance here. There's a lot of different Zaws and a lot of different balance points between speed and base damage. You have to find out what you want. That's a much more complicated weapon, or complicated question. I like speed. We're gonna switch off status though, because status is not what we want. I do not recommend the basic lengths, because look at them, 18 and 18. And I mean, you can get 25 and 14. I think there's one that's better than 25 and 14. But that's not what you want. You want the top tier stuff. The stuff that'll take you full status or full crit. The half measures, they're not good. They're already built weapons that are much better in the category of hybrids. You can build a perfectly viable hybrid though. You'll notice I'm kind of out with all the ones I'm saying to get. Like this one, I'm out of it. It's because I've used all of them and they're kind of expensive. This is just bad. This is the full crit one. Although it's minimum speed. Not necessarily my jam. I do like the Vargeet 2 Jai, just because I like going fast. Now, Berserker is a thing. It'll make you go extremely fast. And there is a solid argument to be made if you're going to be running any kind of Warframe buff. Because if you run into a Warframe buff, you kind of want a slower crit Zaw, so when Berserker spools up, you're not doing crazy things. Because there does seem to be an animation cap, and if you hit the max of it, you start to lose attack speed. You just can't hit the button quick enough to trigger the combos, or even the straight mash E and forward combo, so you just keep resetting, and that's terrible. That's pretty horrible. At that point, slide attacks are your only hope, and that's bad. So we're going to preview that one. Let's fix that. A doe crop. That's sexy. Now, it also shows you the heavy attack stats. There's an argument for staves being very good since they have almost the same amount of base damage. I mean, that's 2/3. That's not half, but it's more than half the attack speed, or more than double, I should say. So the staff actually has more heavy attack DPS. It's a little weird like that. Who cares about blocking angle? The Ulfa, don't skip. If you go for a full status sword, I guess, on the Ulfa, that's the only thing it doesn't do. Broken War is the thing, and is way better. 35, which is better crit chance, and like 20 or 26% status, which it's the split on Zaws is at a max is always 32 and 10. You're not making it a hybrid. You can go down to 25 and 14, but that's a bad hybrid. It's a really bad hybrid. Sepfan. Notice the split here. Sepfan, switching from Ulfa to Sepfan. On the Ulfa, you've got primarily slash, although almost as much puncture, and just a tiny bit of impact. A tiny bit of impact is whatever, it's fine. That's a lot of puncture though, it's kinda too much. If you're going for status, you're gonna get way more slash. As a base damage, puncture does get some bonuses against armored enemies, so it's not terrible. And this is a crit saw, so it's fine. Sepfan though, you don't necessarily want to go crit on the Sepfan. That used to only be 32. And the Sepfan is hugely slash. So you actually kind of want to go into status for this, just for the slash procs alone. Let's switch over to the Ravby. This makes a crappy hammer. I shouldn't say that. Hammers are really good under this meta. So, but it's all impact, which makes me cringe really, really hard. Impact is only good against shields, and shields are the weakest type, since everything gets almost their full damage against it. Crunch. More impact. Let's compare those two, actually. And this is kind of what I recommend. You build out a Zaw. Don't worry about the polearm or the handle as much. Focus primarily, just like grab a link for whichever one. You now know the two, whether you want speed and crit chance, or speed and status chance, or base damage and crit chance, and base damage and status chance. I always went speed and status. I feel there's a synergy there, since more tries equals more statuses. Well, for crit chance, you have the choice of going fast or hitting harder. Just comparing the two hammers, well, so we aren't. The crunch actually makes a polearm, not a hammer. So they are kind of completely different. Range is the same. Range seems to be 3 for everything with the long. And I'm just comparing the base damage. It's about equal. The crunch is more heavily into impact. I'm not really seeing a reason to use the crunch, guys. Not gonna lie. Yeah, so let's compare the machete. And again, almost identical in every way. That's almost 400. That's almost 1600. That's a solid heavy attack, and that's fast. The Prova Vandal's like that too. I think D's new meta involves machetes and heavy attacks. I promise, we will explore that. But I do want to go over how to build a Zaw first. We're just grabbing some information real quick. But, yeah. So neither of those, I mean, again, no puncture, tiny amount of slash, ton of impact. They would be good against Corpus. Yeah, they would be good against Corpus. That they wouldn't be good really otherwise. We're gonna switch. We'll grab the Detat. And then we'll compare it. The only other thing that makes a rapier is the Plague Kripath. So we're going to compare that. So the Kripath is slower. The Kripath does have the special gimmick of being able to go to 36 and 2.2. Even the Key War doesn't do that. Sepfan gives you 34, sorry. But as you can see, only the Kripath goes to that higher multiplier and that higher crit chance. So if you're wanting a crit rapier, this is your only choice right here. The Plague Kripath. Status is kind of meh. I thought about going hybrid because it does have that enhanced crit. It's not a good idea, even with the viral on it. That's the other gimmick about the Plague Strikes. They have innate viral, meaning you can randomly get a viral proc on them. This looks like something's living, like a Cthulhu folded up. I mean, these things are little teeth and these are eyeballs. Look, do you not see that? I mean, holy crap. But will I ever... I'm actually super tempted. But Reaper Prime and the Hate are both extremely good. Not worth it to me. That's a stupid amount of heavy attack damage. So the Q... There's some heavy attack nonsense that can be done here. There's some crazy heavy attack nonsense that can be done here. I mean, one makes a sword. Rapiers not rapiers, machetes used to be trash. But the stances and that heavy attack gimmick, coupled with that speed, that's a lot of speed. That is a ton. And it's the ×4 that is so impressive. This is a sword. Now, why we have a rapier, sword, and machete categories is kind of baffling to me. I don't agree with it. I think it's a bit much. But that's... D built that into the game and we've got him now. Can't undo that. And Nikana's, gosh. Again, that's a lot of heavy attack for really fast. That's the way to go. But that's ultimately how you build a Zaw. Build a strike. That's the first thing you do. Figure out what kind you want on the duality of the strike. And figure out which of these fits you. Buy the blueprint. Build it. and then grind all the standing out and get one of the higher blueprints so that you can actually build a good saw. The link is by far the hardest and is the crappiest part. But that's how you do it. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a great day.